play of the game from way down.
1, 2, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bombstastic gonna find Rainer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Tuesday night matchup here for NGS Division B East. It is week number 2 with ReGen Phoenix up against Phoenix Rising Ruby. It's the Battle of the Phoenixes today. Hope you guys are tuned into the right stream. If you are a new viewer, welcome to the channel. Make sure you hit that follow button here on Twitch. If you're watching in the future, hesitate no longer. Hit that subscribe button over there, trying to get those counts up to 100 on YouTube. If you can help out, that would be fantastic. But tonight, we got ReGen Phoenix entering the matchup 2-0 in the standings. Phoenix Rising Ruby entering tonight 0-2 map record. Phoenix won the coin toss. Actually lost, but it was deferred over to Phoenix for the map ban. Phoenix banned out Braxis Holdout and Tomb of the Spider Queen. Phoenix Rising Ruby banned out Towers of Doom and Alterac Pass. Map number 1 is going to be Battlefield of Eternity. I think everyone here in this lobby is just about ready to go. We have all 10 of our players in the house. Haven't heard from anyone here in chat yet, so if you're there, be the first to say hello. Win a door prize. There's not actually a door prize, but it would be nice. Okay. Looks like we got a ready in the chat here from Phoenix Rising Ruby. Still waiting to hear back from anyone from ReGen Phoenix. Oh, looks like Mudge had to step away, but he's back. So we should be starting momentarily. 8:03 p.m. right now. I do have a cast coming up after this. Yeah, B-Med with the Phoenix versus Phoenix. You know it. What up, B-Med? Welcome. Who is the best Phoenix? Which one is better? I'm going to try not to be biased tonight, of course. But B-Med, what are your thoughts on the matchup? Is there a team that you think's going to win this one, or? I don't know what to think. Haven't gotten to see Phoenix Rising Ruby yet. I did cast Topaz the other day. Heroic Division. Phoenix Rising Topaz against Sky 5. But this is my first look at Ruby as we are loading on into our first draft of the game. And here it is, Battlefield of Eternity. Welcome. And will be Phoenix Rising Ruby first to ban, first to pick here. They're in the red tonight. ReGen Phoenix over on the left in blue this evening. They're going to take a moment, look through their draft strategy they put together for tonight. Maybe some scouting's been done up against ReGen Phoenix. Some good footage as they participated all throughout Season 7. They already had one of their matches in Week 1. Was casted, so there should be some film out there on them. First ban's going to be the Alarak. A hero we did get to see last week from ReGen Phoenix. Played rather well. Medivh, the first ban for ReGen Phoenix. So perhaps some scouting of their own, worried about the Raven in the sky with those shields that don't let people die. Quoth the Raven, nevermore. B-Med says they're going to say Rising Ruby to balance out the ReGen bias. Hey, that's fair. I appreciate the little counterbalance to myself. Of course, I'm going to try to remain neutral as much as I can tonight, as I always try to do. Garrosh banned out by Phoenix Rising Ruby, and Samuro, the final ban, up against, or from ReGen Phoenix up against Phoenix Rising Ruby. And the Samuro ban's interesting because here on BOE he can be a menace. He's really strong. You see the Greymane picked up first. That's signaling they want some race, but a very quick snap on Rhaegar Artanis in response. And ReGen Phoenix now on a very comfortable healer for themselves with the Rhaegar. They pick up the Artanis for Mudge, which I believe was played here last week when they showed up on Battlefield of Eternity. Yeah, it was actually the first 2 picks, the Rhaegar Artanis, so finding what they want so far. At least that's what it appears like for ReGen Phoenix. There's a Stukov Ragnaros selection for PRR. And Ragnaros is interesting because it'll give them a lot of defense. He's also one of the few heroes left in the game that didn't get completely destroyed by the XP globe change, because his Lava Wave will be able to soak up all the minion XP that drops when he throws it down, which is at least a nice, what do you want to call it, quality of life sort of update that they fixed for that. But I haven't seen a Ragnaros play with the changes at all yet. I don't know how it's going to come into effect, if it's going to be strong having that Lava Wave and it really is a difference maker now, or if it's still going to play out pretty much the same as it always did. Final ban there is the Johanna after ReGen Phoenix took away the ETC. Now we're back over to ReGen, and they're going to have their 3-4 picks coming up. Still no tank, have their healer and offlane. But Arrow has shown some flexibility throughout this season. Of course, has liked playing that Johanna. But here, going to go on over to the Murden, pick up some stuns, and the Rainer, who's going to pair in nicely during this race. That Exterminator, level 1, is going to be pretty strong here. I do think there's some options available on the other side still. You can get that Lunara still. You can go into the Vala still available. If they want to go for additional race, I think they can put that Ragnaros safely in the solo lane up against Artanis. So another damage wouldn't be out of the question. Here's an Arthas. Is that a main tank Arthas? Looks like it will be. Final selection, Kel'Thuzad. Did I call one of the teams Phoenix? And it was just completely confusing already. I'm going to mix that up. I think if I say Phoenix, I'm probably in my head talking about ReGen Phoenix. And that just might be the, the subconscious bias there. But I'll do my best to use the full name. Or maybe I'll just call them ReGen and Phoenix Rising. Maybe that's the easiest way to do it tonight. Cassia, the final selection for ReGen. Which means we've now seen all of our picks. I'm going to put a poll out in chat. I've seen Arrow do this. I haven't tried it yet, but we're going to try it. If you're there, there will be something above your chat box popping up. Go ahead and select your vote, either ReGen Phoenix or Phoenix Rising Ruby, as the winner of game number 1, and we'll see who you guys select. Have some fun with it, and be able to check those results. Can I check results live? How does this work? Okay, I can see it there. All right. Not too shabby. And would like to say, of course, thank you so much for being here tonight. I know it's a Tuesday night. I know there's a ton of games going on right now in NGS, but for those of you who are here, welcome. Take a seat, enjoy yourself. If you have any questions or comments, just reach on out. I'll do my best to answer what I can during the game. Might be a few moments before I look down and actually see that something was said, but just tag me and we'll have some fun with it tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 1 between ReGen Phoenix and Phoenix Rising Ruby. Arya, the captain, coming out of the base, playing that Rhaegar Darabo on Cassia. Rapid Penguin, sporting Jimmy Raynor. Arrow on the Muradin, and for the solo lane tonight, it'll be Mudge on the Artanis. They are ReGen Phoenix. Over on the right-hand side, we got their competitors tonight. Fellow org member type team, but different org here with Phoenix Rising Ruby showing up. We got purple on the Kel'Thuzad. We're in the purple skin, looking good. Wacko Fucks on the Stukov. Gotta playing Greymane. Fox Spam on the Arthas, and up top it'll be Mixels on the Ragnaros. Make some noise for Phoenix Rising Ruby. And this is actually a up top potential gank attempt here by ReGen Phoenix. They got 4 members in the top lane, just a Murden by himself down low. But Ragnaros not coming too far out, and Mixel's gonna survive any sort of attempt that may have come his way. And ultimately, it ends up being absolutely nothing at all. Now the rotation back to the bottom for Raynor and Rhaegar. Gonna rejoin up with Murden, who's doing his best to hold this lane back. Just a little bit of damage from that first wave onto the wall and onto that top side turret here in the bottom lane blue side. Cassio will be poking in up top, trying to keep this Ragnaros back, and so far so good. Mixel's back at the wall, actually going to use that well tap early, get that cooldown ticking. A little bit of damage coming in. There's the swap. Ben follow-up, but not perfectly on target for Darabo. Chasing him back through the wall as the bottom side. Great chains by Kel'Thuzad as Purple going to help pick up the first kill of the game. It's first blood. And we're a minute 22 in. Looks like we will have a pause. Now you get to look at my ugly mug. And hey, I can show you this. It's Darth Vader taking a selfie of himself. Heck yeah. If you guys aren't pumped, get pumped, because The Rise of Skywalker is 10 days away. I'm actually going on the 19th, but it releases on the 20th. I don't know why they do that. They might as well just say it releases on the 19th. But either way, I'm excited for it. Maybe you are at home too. No spoilers in chat, please, if you've read some sort of fake spoiler on the internet that you think is true. That's not very nice to share spoilers. NGS Chickens, he's ready to go. I'll give him a squeak for you. Yeah. Oh, he fell over again. Whoops. Here we go. I don't know what the break is here. Significant lag. Purple saying maybe his shoes are untied. Try that. I do have a match coming up at 9:15 Eastern, so just about an hour from now. I did reach out to those teams, letting them know I'm going to do my best to be there on time, but not always the easiest thing to do, especially when there's a pause like this, delaying our game one. Just finished eating dinner. A little hiccup there. Okay, they are ready. I'm going to swap us back over to the game scene and count them in. And we're in. A little bit of damage onto this bottom port wall. Good silence, and now the root almost connecting from Purple as Cassia's just going in. Didn't really have a way to escape with Arthas right on top, and Fox Spam gonna circle up with his squad and find yet another kill here. Make it 2 now, as they're going to have opportunity to push onto this bottom siege camp left wide open, just the Murden nearby, but without any sort of help behind them. There's really nothing Arrow's going to be able to do, just let it go and give a little bit of pressure in this bottom lane now for Phoenix Rising Ruby, who've taken that 2-0 lead early in this one. But if I had to guess, it looks like a comp for me from ReGen Phoenix that's really relying on level 10. There's a few talents in the kit there. The Ancestral Healing going to help a lot with Murden if they go that route. Raynor, I think, going to pick up the Raynor's Raider in this one. Got a new follow there from Batmanger. Welcome. But on the other side, too, some really strong heroic talents are going to be available later on for Ragnaros with that Lava Wave if he goes for it. Sindragosa could also be an option here for Arthas pushing with an Immortal.
New
And
follower detected.
another follow coming through. This one from Catrien1. Hopefully I am pronouncing that correctly. Up top we got Ragnaros looking at a siege camp, as there is one pushing in this lane, a bruiser camp right now. So ReGen Phoenix going to be leaving that in the lane as they push onto this Immortal bottom side. Looks like a push is happening here as well. But it's Phoenix in the lead. A very quick push. Having that Artanis and that amateur opponent at level 1. Didn't actually go into the Exterminator for Raynor. I'm surprised about that. But they do have Ace in the hole. Going to get some slowing effects thrown out from Artanis as a slow if he wants later on. Oh, wow. Murden locking that silence so good with the slows from Arthas. There's no way to get out of it. And now that's 3-0 in favor of Phoenix Rising Ruby, who are wide open on the opposite sides of Immortal. They're able just to stand here and play defense. Just Rhaegar nearby as the clear finally came out up top onto that bruiser camp. Down low, it's Raynor trying to catch up to soak as much as they can for ReGen Phoenix. Now maybe going to try to make the move back in with Arrow back on his feet. Here comes Muradin up front. Rabid Penguin on the backside, getting a few free shots off onto this Ragnaros, who's blinded by Cassia. Now moving in, just trying to finish off this Immortal, and ReGen Phoenix will be able to get the job done at the last moment possible. The other side, that Greymane was going all for it, almost had it down. Now ReGen Phoenix looking for kills to pair with this, but Muradin falling very low. Arcanus also low. Is there a heal in the tank for Rhaegar? I don't know if there is. Looks like they might be able to get out. Now Cassia is going to be rooted. Follow-up route not going to connect from Kel'Thuzad. And ReGen Phoenix don't end up losing anyone there, but it sure did look scary for a moment. Sorry about that. Had to look down for a sec. There's a stun landing and a follow-up. But Darabo not quite able to finish Arthas off. Also low is Greymane, 200 health. Also will survive. Stukov here with the heals. Keeping these guys up as well as that well tap for both of them. So good presence of mind there, and yet to be any kills for ReGen Phoenix. They're going to rotate on down, maybe look for this Ragnaros. Mixel's been playing well so far up against Artanis. Mudge hasn't been able to get much done, and Mixel's even able to grab that siege camp earlier in the top lane before that objective phase started spawning in. I gotta say, I'm impressed with the Ragnaros so far. Mudge going to try to get some damage exchanged off here, as there is also a skirmish taking place up top, so we'll try to flip between the two. But bottom side looks like someone might die here. Mudge going all the way for it, getting some shielding. Is it going to be enough shielding? There's one more. Does he have to eat? 30 health! Oh my god! What is this game? Neither of them are going to go down. Well, I'm glad we at least got to catch that one. That was a pretty exciting exchange. Both our heroes in the bottom lane almost falling, and up top these guys are still getting their health back from their supports. Really not much going on, as Arrow just able to grab these globes and use the Muradin to its full benefit with that third wind talent at level 1. He's able to soak up a tremendous amount and then hop out of combat, and you see how quickly that health bar goes back up as Cassia trying to go back in. Darabo finds a fend onto 3, but still no kills for ReGen Phoenix. They are going to start winning this lane a bit harder. A lot of hearts coming out now, but they got to start finding kills if they want to get any sort of XP lead separated from their opponents. Here's the Immortal phase. They were able to win the first one, and they're going to get first jump here on the second objective phase of the game. Rhaegar up front along with this Mergen. There's going to be a great lock-in from Kel'Thuzad, and it'll be 2 quick kills with a fantastic silence coming out from Wacko there. Make it 5 now for Phoenix Rising. Ruby wide open. They go to the other side and start working on that Immortal down bottom. ReGen Phoenix going to try to get their level 10s. Also up top with the Cassia finding those XP globes. Halftime will be pushed rather quickly, but we don't see the Greymane here. Currently Greymane on this Bruiser camp. Gada now going to go back to the well and head on over to his team, but we'll just push halftime before these heroes get up in defense. It'll be really close. Looks like they should be able to get it. But is that much of an advantage? Because now ReGen Phoenix will be able to play defense. Their level 10s are so close to being here. We do see Lava Wave the selection from Ragnaros. That was what I was hoping to see. So we get an idea of how that plays. And Syndragosa as well for the Arthas. And you got to think that maybe Phoenix Rising Ruby about to win this objective here. Purple goes stunned into the Immortal. And the beam right on top. Here comes a Bloodlust. And ReGen Phoenix looking for a lot of damage. It's Ragnaros trying to escape behind the wall. He will be able to, but one more will fall. It is the Arthas still in chase on the Greymane. Gada potentially in trouble. Mudge going behind the wall, realizing there's towers there. And Greymane's going to survive. Ragnaros actually going to put some damage back his way. Mudge now going to probably want to Hearth for some health, as this Immortal is going to be pushing in the top lane. Wacko, the only one here right now. Kel'Thuzad not too far behind. And Ragnaros wide open down bottom. Didn't see where he used the Lava Wave. I'm guessing it was up top. But I could be mistaken. Sorry for missing that. Maybe you at home actually did get to see it. 5 heroes here in defense for ReGen Phoenix. Arrow's the one up front now, getting chained back into some more Kel'Thuzad damage, and holy moly, Purple really showing up big on the Frost Mage tonight. Could even be more here, but Raynor putting some damage out with that Hyperion, making it look good. Another good silence from Wacko. Arrow in trouble. Not able to get that third win out when he continually takes damage from these assassins. Another chain, but that one's going to miss onto the spike. Now the jump in once again by Artanis. Got us pretty low. Raynor's trying to pellet away at him, but still nothing as another chain going to be attempted here by Kel'Thuzad. Will miss as Mudge able to kite that one away. The fort will remain standing. But down bottom, all that time, it was Ragnaros picking up a fort in the bottom lane, as the top lane is now left open by ReGen, means 2 forts down, and a healthy lead starting up here for Phoenix Rising Ruby. They do find purple in this van, and they get a quick kill on Kel'Thuzad. Lava Wave's going to be down bottom as the Bloodlust was popped. Another kill comes out. There's a Syndragosa as Arthas falls. But now they see Stukov locked in the middle of 5 blue shirts, and ReGen Phoenix pick up 3 kills to add to their tally. They get to level 13 first, and with an Immortal phase spawning soon, that could give them opportunity to make some sort of advantage happen. Greymane's going to start pushing down in the bottom lane. Actually notices Artanis on this bruiser camp. More heroes going to have to come in support of Mudge. Looks like it'll be Darabo. As Raynor and Murden get full health, full mana, about to head back into this Immortal spawning in just 3 seconds. Even strength on both sides, and level 13 right around the corner for Phoenix Rising. ReGen first to get to action on this, or are they? Wow, up top. It's actually a lot of damage now coming out from the Greymane. Looking at his build, getting a lot of benefit from that Inner Beast. And yes, they will. They're going to push that to halftime with a 4,000 HP lead during this objective phase. Now ReGen thinking about playing a bit of defense. Arrow trying to wander around these vents. They only see the Arthas so far. Stormbolt gonna miss, but there's a pull from Cassia. Fen damage will work. A kill picked up. Make it 2 for ReGen Phoenix. But Kel'Thuzad takes 1 on his way down. Now it's Foxbam in trouble. He's down. Arthas falling once again as Greymane trying to pick something up, but Artanis not letting them go. Quad kill. ReGen Phoenix with a wide open objective now right in front of them. Halftime's already been pushed, so this will be going over to ReGen Phoenix. That whole time the bruiser camp was pushing down bottom, got through that bottom wall. And I believe this is the lane we will be seeing this Immortal drop down in, as the fort slightly more health points than the top lane. Cassia now coming back from base. It's just Greymane left to respawn. Phoenix Rising sending all their champions or heroes. Wow, I played like 3 games of League and I'm calling them champions already. They're sending all their heroes to this bottom lane, as well as this Lava Wave. Going to clear up these minions and maybe make a little bit more space to help come in. But oh, Cassia with another fantastic pull. Foxbam in trouble, but is there enough damage? He does fall. Mudge also on the backside hurting onto purple, making sure there's someone in his face at all times. Ragnaros was in the fort, but just popped out, and now Artana's going to fall. A great leap on. The dark fight was perfect from Greymane. Might find more on Cassia, but she's got a Fen getting some healing of her own, and Gata will fall. But Cassia, at the same time, will exchange out the death, so it ends up being just a 2 for 2. Neither team finding an advantage, but look at all the damage for both sides. That's what's getting me excited. That would be this button. 35k for Raynor and Cassia, and on the other side it's 33k for the Kel'Thuzad and the Greymane. So high flying so far, and just about even in the soul lane. But that siege damage starting to tack it up is the Ragnaros. 94k with that Lava Wave already, and I think we can check the XP here. Yeah, that will give a 2,000 XP lead right now for Ragnaros as well. Stukov, what are you doing, Wacko? You're not a camp taker. And Stukov gonna pay with their life, getting caught out by Arrow, who did just complete the level, the base quest on the Stormbolt. I was thinking they took the level 1, but did not. Arthas now, of course, going to be a bit stronger. Has completed Frozen Waste. Going to make that slow so much more effective. And you do see Remorseless Winter coming in as well. So anyone who gets stuck in there is just going to take a bit more. That time not going to connect is Cassia, but the flip over from Arcanus will. And here comes the beam over top, getting 2 very fast kills. ReGen Phoenix getting aggressive here. It's Raynor throwing out that Hyperion. Maybe they don't want to take the fight because the Immortal's coming up, but what a job well done. Once again, using that Bloodlust. And it's rarely expected, but ReGen Phoenix able to use it to perfection so far in these matchups we've seen thus far in Season 8. They're going to be able to push this halftime quickly with 2 heroes still down. Ragnaros and Kel'Thuzad not here. And this is a 5-man race, so it's going to be that much faster, and already halftime has been achieved. No defense yet, and that would have been the spot to do it, as the Immortal was on their own side of the map for Phoenix Rising Ruby. Now going to have to make a defense in a neutral position. ReGen Phoenix already back on the point. And Phoenix Rising, knowing they don't have a chance, can go ahead and take off as much shield as they can, which only ends up being about 3,000 HP. And this will be back-to-back Immortals now for ReGen. 15 minutes in, going to be looking for the first keep of the game. This bottom wall already has a little bit of damage onto that top side turret. Bottom side still looking healthy. And speaking of healthy, it looks like all of our players sitting on just about full health, full mana right now as that lava wave being sent down. We'll take care of the minions. Here's Rag hopping in the Molten Core before any heroes can knock him out prematurely. First turret down, wall now being looked at. Mudge on the bottom side trying to hit that bottom side turret. But with Ragnaros flailing in with all that damage from the skies and the minions not here, it's making it that much harder. There's a good pull once again. Then follow-up is there. Stukov down, no supporting now, as Mudge is in deep, might be dying himself, but he's able to kite himself out. Arthas being stunned by arrow. Is there damage from Darabo? Yes, there is. But Cassia could fall, gets the cleanse, and does go down. So far, it's a 2-for-1, though, with Mixels potentially in trouble. Now the Ragnaros. Oh my word. The shield coming at just the right moment for Arcanus. Able to survive. Now Rabid Penguin in trouble. No cleanse here this time because Rhaegar already used it, but they do trade it out 1-for-1. Damage onto this core with the Immortal, 35%. Arrow staying in here as well as the Rhaegar and Arcanus, and that is all they're going to need. It was scary there at the end for ReGen, but they're able to pull it out and take game number 1 on Battlefield of Eternity. And here's our match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. I see Repsychic in the house showing up supporting his team. Of course, playing sub-role for the squad this season. If anyone else is here cheering on some of these Phoenix Rising players, let me know in chat. 18-11, the final kill count. Look at the stats from Ragnaros. So I had questions as to whether he's a good enough hero. Yeah, XP, top in the game. Hero damage, top in the game. Siege damage, top in the game. I would say Mixels did a pretty good job. Also led his team in the self-healing department. So I'd say Ragnaros. Well done. Talent screen here. We only reached the level 16 talents for both our squads. No storm talents in this one. But yeah. We're going to go to a short break now. About 3 minutes or so. Catch my breath. Make sure the lobby's set up. Maybe have a sip of water. But you guys at home, I do have a NGS Patreon commercial to play for you guys. If you're not already a patron of NGS, consider participating and helping out NGS. Really meet those goals and demands to keep the website, the whole league in general, running. Thanks for being here, and don't go anywhere. Game number 2 right around the corner. And we are back in lobby. Already threw my R out there for these players, trying to get underway as quickly as possible to potentially make it to our next match at 9:15. Later on, it'll be Division A, Virtual Murky Slayers versus Main Tank Uther, right here on twitch.tv/MurdaRG. If you're here for that, make sure you stay tuned after this. I probably won't even turn the stream off. We'll just go to a break and be back after hopefully not too long with that next matchup. They are waiting in the wings for this one to end. And here we go. Looks like draft number 2 about to commence. We're headed to Infernal Shrines. Keeping with the Diablo theme once again is ReGen Phoenix. But actually, I think this is the map selection of... Yeah, it is the map selection of Phoenix Rising Ruby. First ban now, Arrow, with that captain's crown, taking away the Samuro for the second game in a row, just really not wanting to have to deal with it. Another fantastic map for the Monkey King, if he wears the Monkey King skin, which is the only real skin for him. B-Med's here, probably has something to say about that if they're still out there. B-Med, what's your favorite Samuro skin? I'm sure Recyclic has a favorite as well. He always has a favorite. A very opinionated Recyclic he is. First ban now, Phoenix Rising Ruby. Take away that Alarak in the first position for the second game in a row as well. So looking very familiar thus far. My only question is, are they worried about anything? Maybe it's the Ragnaros. Okay, Mixels, you drew out a ban. Well done, my friend. I love seeing that in NGS. A little respect only after one game. Actually, both sides going to show the respect as Artanis taken away as well. But I do love that. It's just that mutual camaraderie that comes out, and they just know it's like, hey, it's too good to deal with. This Medivh is something they were worried about in game 1. They banned it out, but here they're going to first pick it. And now we're going to get first look with that Johanna available, was taken away in game 1 in the second ban phase. Has been a highly contested hero all season long. Haven't seen a draft go by without her as a pick or a ban yet. But it's going to be Mal'Ganis selected for Phoenix Rising Ruby, which means Johanna's still available for ReGen here. And I gotta think they're going to take it. I don't know why they wouldn't. Will Arrow lock in the Johanna? Played that Muradin in game number 1. 3 seconds left to make the decision. This can be Anna and Johanna. I call it the Joanna. Well, at least we still got it, chat. You know? It's like, I'm not even a drafter. But it's like, I just see it like I call it. I call it like I see it. Same thing. My words can be backwards, but my draft picks will never be that. Final ban here for Phoenix Rising Ruby. And they're going to take away Falstead. I haven't seen him play once yet here in Season 8. Global is kind of strong, has been historically on Infernal Shrines. It's a pretty tall map from top to bottom. Sometimes it's hard to get from the base as well up to the shrines and defend and all these things. Global XP globes and stuff. I don't know if it's really... I haven't seen one Dahaka. I haven't seen one Falstead. I haven't seen one Brightwing. Global's out of the meta. But Falstead banned out and doing the final ban there for ReGen Phoenix, not wanting to deal with that leap of faith. Very frustrating to worry about when every target you try to kill just instantly gets saved. But that's going to leave open Ariel and Jaina for Phoenix Rising Ruby. And now they are left with just their solo lane selection as Mudge grabs Sonya for the solo lane. Her strongest map right now, this and Tomb of the Spider Queen. Sonya just an absolute menace on. Inside the shrine, all those skeletal defenders, the Whirlwind build gets extra value, and Sonya becomes an unkillable machine. Final selection, just as it was in game number 1 for Rabid Penguin, back on the Rainer. A very quick pick onto the Chen to close it out. So there we go. All of our selections are in. I'm going to get our poll started up. Let's see if we can figure this out. New poll. Who will win game 2? ReGen Phoenix or Phoenix Rising Ruby? And just like that, the poll is open. Make sure you're voting right above your chat right now. Check that out. Hit the old ReGen button or the old Phoenix Rising button. Either way, you're rooting for an org with a lot of skin in the NGS Season 8 game. We'll see who's here in support of each of these orgs. Infernal Shrines map number 2. We got ReGen Phoenix currently up 1-0 in the set. But I gotta say, Phoenix Rising did look like the stronger of the two teams throughout most of game number 1, as we are ready to load on into game number 2. We got Arya playing the Ana, Rabid Penguin on the Raynor, Mudge playing the Sonya, there's Arrow on the Johanna, and up in the sky, it's Darabo on the Medivh. Ladies and gentlemen, they are ReGen Phoenix. Over on the red side, we got Wacko on the Chen, Gata playing the Hanzo, Mixel switching over to a Jaina, Purple on the Ariel, and Foxban on the Mal'Ganis. Make some noise for Phoenix Rising Ruby, as we have another pause here in this set. Our second one of the night, once again by ReGen Phoenix, making sure that the internet waves are clear and the lag won't ensue. Winged Guard be the band. Did we get a Winged Guard pick? We did. We have a Winged Guard selection on the Mal'Ganis. So, looks like we're going to get a restart here in this one. Okay. So we are going to be restarting. I'll switch us back over to our webcam scene and try to get back in this lobby with these guys. Sorry for the delay once again. Not going to rejoin that game. Waiting for game results. Well, they're not coming. You guys want to see a real hero? Check this guy out. Look at this guy. Let's see some Dahaka. Look how gorgeous he is. He's gorgeous. Plus, Rek, he's got the Diva skin on. How pretty is that Dino Boy? Love it. Deathwing, what's the best skin? This one. It's gold. Don't mess around with anything else. You want to be golden. Believe me. Alright, there is our lobby. As I'm going to check this out. Make sure we don't end up doing a draft. No draft, please. Standard with hero picks. I really don't want to sit through a draft. Well, we're waiting on Phoenix Rising Ruby to show up. Posted the rip. Arrow posted the link in the lobby. What is this? 5. There it is. Okay, he got it. Recyclic says, no, purple Deathwing, because then you're Spyro. See, I never played Spyro. I wasn't a PlayStation guy. I wasn't, sorry. We did get our votes in, though, for the poll, and 75% responding in favor of ReGen Phoenix. Wait, Murda, I think they have to do draft? What do you mean? Because statistics? I think they can manually enter them. It's not that big a deal, honestly. But you're right. I think some of the draft stuff gets stored in the replay file that gets parsed out. Don't blame me. I don't have time to sit through another draft. I got to be at my next match in 30 minutes. If this goes to game 3, I'm probably going to have to tell them sorry. Which I don't want to have to do, but... You know, what can you do? We've had delays here. Any other banned talents? Yes, if you go over to the Discord, the NGS Discord in any channel, ! Bans, you'll be able to tell what is currently banned out by the NGS staff. Does stay maintained 100% of the time. Every time anything's removed from the ban list, that gets updated immediately. Anytime something gets added to the ban list, it shows up on there immediately. So make sure you keep an eye on that command in the NGS Discord. We don't have Phoenix Rising here yet. Oh, the draft is not stored in the replay files. Okay. Well, hey, there you go. Now we got the answer. There they are. All right, everyone now showing back up here to our lobby. We, once again, as I mentioned, will be skipping the draft and heading straight back into Infernal Shrines with the same heroes that were chosen in that first draft. I'm confirming those right now. All look good to me. So I think we're ready to go. I've hit my ready button. Waiting on a couple more to hit ready. Our Chen player and our Ariel. Now just one more, and we should be good to go. Ready. Ariel. Hello. There we go. Okay. We got all 10 hit the ready buttons now, starting it up 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna have to sit through another load screen too, and I probably won't introduce the teams for a second time, or should I? Maybe I should. Well, double excitement for this start of game number 2. Loaded in quick at least, so here we go, back on into Infernal Shrines. Arrow up front on the Johanna, Mudge playing the Sonya, Rabid Penguin on Raynor, Arya playing the Ana, and Darabo on Medivh. They are ReGen Phoenix. And over on the red side, we got Gata playing Hanzo, Purple on Ariel, Mixel is playing Jaina, Wacko on the Chen, and Fox Spam on the Mal'Ganis. This time, we'll see if he goes... No, he takes time to feed, so we're good. But they are Phoenix Rising Ruby. We got through that quick. I was speed reading. Gonna follow Phoenix Rising on into the mid lane as Medivh in the sky. Looks like 3 from ReGen Phoenix towards the bottom half of the map. Rabid Penguin and Arya playing the Raynor and Ana respectively. Medivh in the sky under no pressure here, but able to scout out exactly where the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby are at. And currently it's 5 in the mid lane. So Sonya's free up top, and down bottom will be this 3-man push from ReGen Phoenix, also left wide open. So I am a bit surprised they decided to go with the Ana here. We've seen, you know, a lot of the Rhaegar, a lot of the Stukov in the past from Arya. This time, wanting the Ana. I think we actually did see an Ana play last week as well. Actually, no, both those games were Rhaegar. Of course they were. I remember those. So first time we've seen Ana this season for Arya. I believe this is the first Medivh we've seen out of ReGen Phoenix this season as well. I know Darabo's played it in the past, but tonight, debut in Season 8 for the Medivh and ReGen Phoenix. First camp going to be grabbed by Phoenix Rising. They got that Hanzo, the scatter arrow damage too strong, and Medivh going to scout that out just a moment too late. Now on the other side, it's Ana standing in the pit shooting these things and getting a little bit of help from Rabid Penguin. Arrow just going to hold the bush as bottom lane, that XP just stalling out for both these teams. Neither side getting it yet. Medivh picking up a few at mid as Arrow sees some rotating next to him. They do get that camp out, as Medivh's the one clearing out the siege camp at mid. Not the strongest of wave clear for that mage. Here comes the rotation to the top half once again. Jaina going to throw a blizzard right onto the wave and taking it all down with just that one basic ability. So these goats not going to be standing for too much longer. Arrow still solo soaking down bottom, and Sonya up top playing against the Chen in this matchup. Has shown the Whirlwind build started up. Hurricane just selected at level 4. As Medivh taking a Raven Familiar. So hopping through the portals will be ReGen Phoenix, trying to get in and out, getting that extra Raven damage. Sonya throwing some W's all over the Chen here, but plenty of drinking. But Much really doesn't have too much to worry about. He can spin for days. What can stop him? Just the Mal'Ganis, like a boop from Ariel, a Dragon's Arrow from Hanzo. Not too much. I think this Sonya is going to have a lot of freedom in the matchup, especially now with the objective spawning. Arya is going to be able to top Mudge off, just a little stand still and shoot. First in the pit, though, will be Phoenix Rising Ruby. They got Jaina and Hanzo in here, along with Ariel and Mal'Ganis. Blizzard damage on top of a few of these skeletal defenders already, and just like that, they are up to 8. Now showing up's Arrow, and they're going to have some work to do. Down 14, it's Mal'Ganis throwing out his sleep, only puts to rest the Sonya, and she hops right on out, starts spinning again. Good zoning now by Arrow, but the damage way too much from Jaina and Hanzo. You saw just how much threat was put onto the Johanna early, getting a force of will there that time from Medivh. As the skeletal defender counts now even at 19, ReGen Phoenix going to take a lead at 20. Mal'Ganis going to charge in, but Iron Skin was popped. No one put to sleep that time by Fox Spam. And it's a 10 defender lead for ReGen Phoenix, as Sonya in trouble, going to get the force of will and start spinning once again, getting all that health back. There's a Blizzard hitting onto Johanna. She's able to walk away as Mudge, the one still spinning in there. Just 5 more needed for ReGen Phoenix. It's Jaina and Hanzo in here, and they do plenty of damage. Jaina actually walking out a bit, I'm surprised, but now walking back in. Just 3 left for ReGen Phoenix. Raynor trying to shoot him from the left side as Sonya's in there still trying to spin. ReGen Phoenix will pick it up, the first Punisher of the game. Mid lane Mortar Punisher. Here's that Raven Familiar. Do they get anyone else through to help finish off Mal'Ganis? No, I think maybe if a couple more targets had joined them, but they didn't, and Medivh not able to get back through the portal, so dies, and his Arcane Rift stacks reset. Johanna gonna fall as well. So first 2 kills of the game coming during their own objective push. You gotta be kicking yourself if you're ReGen Phoenix after that one. Mudge still up top playing against this Chen. That's really the only action going on around the map, as we do see teams looking at some of these camps. Mal'Ganis and Jaina comboing here. That next objective will be top, so opting to send this Bruiser camp out now. Mudge falling very low, has to spin on this wave, and gets plenty of health back. Level 7, getting that life funnel, 35% extra healing. But the rotations now here from Jaina, and Sonya playing with fire for a little bit too long that time. Camp mid right now for ReGen. Arrow helping on the wave clear along with Raynor and Ana. As Medivh's made the rotation up top to deal with this Bruiser camp coming in, and Chen, who can push for days if he gets up here with that shield and helps these minions out a bit. But the Bruiser camp really the main threat, as Sonya now rejoining this top lane and should be able to send that one to the Nether Realm rather quickly. Objective phase not announced yet, as we see Phoenix Rising in the bottom lane. Sleep Dart's going to hit Hanzo. Not enough follow-up there. It's a 2-level lead currently for Phoenix Rising, as 10's right around the corner. Medivh down again. This time it's Chen getting the solo kill onto Darabelle. Arrow stepping in with Condemn. Picks up the Blessed Shield as his heroic talent. There's a Ring of Frost. No Iron Skin for Arrow, and he will fall. 5th kill of the game for Phoenix Rising, and they are wide open in this bottom lane with a siege camp with them. And this bottom fort will fall to the hands of Phoenix Rising. So it's been a lot of question marks so far for ReGen. Haven't been able to get their feet under them with this Medivh pick. Arcane Rift stacks reset twice, currently sitting at 0, but they've gotten their heroics now. They have the Leyline Seal to help set up some fights. They go with Wrath of the Berserker on Sonya as this invade coming. Arya standing on the point, hits a sleep dart onto one. Johanna's going to step in, but they need this Sonya to get here quickly and get onto this point. It's going to be too late. But Mudge's going to come in on the backside anyway, pop that Wrath of the Berserker. There's the Carrion Swarm on top of Sonya, but she gets the Force of Will and doing so much damage in the fight. The Leyline Seal going to reset it, but Johanna falls, traded out with Chen. Now the Condemned going to lock up. People are in. The slow is there. And Medivh getting some value, some resets onto his Q, picking up a kill there, along with Raynor. Now Raven familiar through. Crystal Aegis has to be popped. Purple barely surviving and will finally fall to the hands of ReGen Phoenix. But not before. That camp was taken away. Bruiser camp in the top lane. It's behind ReGen right now. It looks like Sonya is going to spawn and take care of it. And the rest of ReGen able to move on to this point, looking for their second objective of the game. Portal dropped, Medivh going through, no stun quite yet. Arrow went through and had to use Iron Skin, still surviving. Sleep going out, not hitting anything that time. As Chen taking a lot of damage from Raynor, who went with the Raynor's Raider in this matchup. Ring of Frost hits too, and that was all they're going to need to really sweep this one up. ReGen Phoenix still without enough skeletal defenders to get the objective. Mudge in deep, has to get a second Force of Will, going back into spin, but I think he falls here. Yeah, Mudge going down. Great damage and even better healing coming out from Purple, who played the Kel'Thuzad in game number 1. This time switching over to support for his squad and looking really good on the heals. Let's take a look at those heal numbers, if I can figure out where they keep them. Here we go. Healing others. Ariel, 35k to just the 22k that's been put out so far by Ana. Three deaths onto the Sonya, 2 onto Medivh and Johanna. And that's really the difference makers so far, as ReGen Phoenix giving up this top lane Punisher. They're going to clear out down bottom, trying to get level 13. And it looks like Raynor going to run all the way back up top to make this defense. Here are those level 13 talents just picked up. As Beckstorm in chat throwing out the purple and a purple heart. Hearing some nice things being said about Purple. Probably a Purple fan if I had to guess. Frozen Punisher top lane, locking down that fort, now sending out more of these circles. Here's the Dragon's Arrow, only hits 1. Ring of Frost only going to connect onto the Johanna, and Arrow already out of it, doing just fine. Leyline Seal going to help reset that fight as Johanna trying to kite away. Mal'Ganis right on top, and I think Johanna's going to fall. Yes, she will. Arrow is down, but the Punisher is still alive, leaping over the wall onto dude. The root might follow, and it does. Ana and Medivh in an awkward spot, but neither are going to take any follow-up damage. Down bottom, Mudge still trying to put damage onto Chen. Able to heal a lot, but Chen able to do a ton of damage himself onto Mudge. Medivh gonna show up, try to save the day. There's the Panda Pals though. That's gonna actually provide more healing for Mudge. He has a portal now to escape, but doesn't quite want to. He says, I'm just gonna spin on all these pandas. 1 down, 2 down. Now the Chen out, and if a spear hits from Sonya, oh, scared away by the potential rotation. 16 talents are here for Phoenix Rising. So we chased that fight, and no kill happened. Raynor up top currently soaking as that camp was taken away by Phoenix Rising. They're looking really good, up 9-3 in this one. And we'll be looking to push this mid lane with that siege camp they were just able to take away. Their own minion wave following right behind. Wacko leaping over the fort. And here comes Sonya, pops that Wrath of the Berserker, but actually backs on out. So maybe popping it a bit early was Mudge, still not wanting to go in at all. And there he goes, has to get some of that channel time back on the Wrath. But it's just going to expire just like that as the Bruiser Camp easily going to be taken away by Phoenix Rising, really putting their stamp all over the map. That's 2 camps stolen away from the ReGen side, and still 3 camps available that they can move to if they want. Looks like Ana and Raynor making a sneaky rotation down to the bottom siege camp along with Johanna. But it looks like this rotation might be coming through the mid lane down to the bot and could be trouble without level 16 for ReGen Phoenix. Or do they want this mid wall? Chen's here along with a few minions. Bottom lane just taken as Medivh hops in the sky right next to these heroes. They're going to be able to Hearth on out. Camp taken away. And ReGen Phoenix will live to see another day and possibly earn themselves an objective and a structure in this one. Will be mid lane. This one an Arcane Shrine. Bruiser Camp still being cleared mid. That was a Siege Camp just picked up. Or excuse me, Bruiser Camp being cleared top. It's a Siege Camp picked up for the mid lane just now as the Seat connects onto Chen. Arrow on the backside walks through a blizzard with that Iron Skin. And we are on even talent, so if a fight's going to happen, likely going to be now for ReGen. They're going to first clear up this Siege Camp mid, and we'll see which angle they want to enter the pit at, but already 10 skeletal defenders picked up for Phoenix Rising. Arrow trying to take a look with these hammers. Does scout out the Mal'Ganis as Medivh flying above, going to give the further scouting for ReGen. Now stepping in with Wrath of the Berserker. There is a portal on the backside. All the members of ReGen moving through, and they find Ariel, who pops that Crystal Aegis on herself, and it explodes on a few of the members of ReGen, but still, it's just a 1 kill onto Ariel as ReGen trying to find more. It's Mixels going down next. Wacko surrounded by Raynor shooting away. Would have been 3, but Panda Pals popped at the last moment. Mudge the one who's going to be responsible for taking these guys down with that whirlwind. But Chen looking too good, finds 2 kills already, evening out the fight here. A perfect exchange for both sides as Mal'Ganis still on the front side, finds a sleep onto, the Sonya. But now ReGen, knowing the situation, are trying to get these defenders but lose Arrow. But they killed the, the Hanzo in exchange. Raynor's scary here. Chen's got to be careful now. Mal'Ganis going to show up again after using the well tap. It's very close. Just 5 left and 3 left. Who's going to get it? Sonya gets the job done somehow. What is going on? She will pay for it, but that maybe saves their mid lane keep. Oh, Raynor, you don't want to be here, my friend. Oh, Raynor, you don't want to be here, my friend. Big yikes. Punisher likely not even going to get this fort now. No one pushing with it. Will turn its sight. Finally locked onto the fort. Getting some help from these laser beams, but that thing's still going to live as it does leap, and health bar, bye-bye. Yeah, Recyclic noting in chat that Chen is kind of running circles around them. I definitely agree. So far, it's looked like a strong pick. Wacko, who played the Stukov in Game 1, switching over to the solo lane Chen for Game 2, and looked like maybe that Chen should have been picked in Game 1 as well, because it is working right now for Phoenix Rising. Let's take a look at the kill counts. It is 4 for Chen, 4 for Hanzo. And just 1 death apiece for each of those heroes. Looking very strong here on Infernal Shrines. Our level 20s have been picked up and selected for Phoenix Rising. It will be Ice Blink for Jaina, Elemental Conduit for Chen, their Shield of Hope, of course, for Ariel, and Play of the Game for Hanzo, which has been of the utmost importance here in NGS over the past few seasons. Seeker of the Swarm, the selection for Mal'Ganis, as it's still a full level until ReGen's going to reach the level 20 mark. They're trying to get it where they can down bottom, safely at mid with the Sonya, but she doesn't have Leap in this one. Opted for the Wrath of the Berserker. maybe would have liked to have seen the leap. Combo's nice with the Leyline Seal, with the Blessed Shield. But Wrath of the Berserker can give value in the Shrine. Not a lot of interrupts on the Phoenix Rising side. But hasn't netted much kills. Just the one for Sonya so far. Keep all down at mid, as with these level 20s, they're trying to just get the free damage, the poke damage that they can with this Hanzo and with this Jaina. There's another Blizzard. This one's going to connect onto the Keep. Sonya's still split out. Arrow's just trying to get this XP as much as he can. It has to use the Iron Skin, and now this Keep in trouble. It looks like it's being pinged. Leyline Seal going to miss everything as Arrow steps on in, has to use that Blessed Shield. Turnaround happening from his team as the Keep starting to hit Chen. Mudge is spinning, but Chen just leaps right on in. Wacko gets the first kill of the fight. There's the Leyline Seal. It does hit something that time. Turnaround happening. Mudge still spinning. Sonya picking up one kill onto the Jaina. Another Leyline Seal. These things are just coming out like crazy. What is this? Was that just 3 ley lines? Like, what? Is there something that resets it? Oh. Wow. Temporal Flux. Okay. I don't even know that's a talent. That's insane. They just get 3 off of that fight. But it is just the 1-for-1. Johanna fell first, followed by the Keep, and then concluded by the death on Jaina. Our next shrine is active right now, and looks like first to position will be Mudge on this Sonya, and just the Ariel nearby, played by Purple. Still no structures down on the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby. Ariel actually able to steal away a few of those defenders there with a Q clap. She's got the clap and she's got the flap with the whip. Kind of flaps around. Now Ganis charging in with those claws. Did find the Raynor, but Raynor getting some support from Ana, who's in the pit trying to help out Mudge. He's now getting that Force of Will from Medivh as well while he spins. There's a Leyline Seal, will hit 2. Ring of Frost follow-up doesn't hit anything from Phoenix Rising, and now this is going to be big damage opportunity for Mudge, but he's got to worry about this fort still standing on the side of Phoenix Rising, and they're going to use it to their full potential. Backing on up, they also have the well there to get some HP, and Arrow immediately trying to re-engage this fight, but looking down bottom, there is a camp onto the core, so ReGen has to make a move now, and they got to be able to send someone back to clear that up as Purple. Look at all the value that Ariel gets when they stack up. It doesn't matter how much damage Mudge can put out, because all of it getting healed right back up by Ariel. There's a triple kill, could be more, but Darabo able to... Oh, no, he's down. I thought he was getting into bird form, but he was trying to hearth. So that'll be game number 2. Easily picked up. 19-7 is the kill count. See if Raynor can make it 20. The core shielding is down, and game number 2 will go over to Phoenix Rising Ruby. And here's that match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. Gata looking strong on the Hanzo, but you gotta give it up to Chen. Picking up 7 kills in that one, a few from the solo lane, all by his lonesome, and 17, almost 18k XP. Wacko looking really good in game number 2, leading Phoenix Rising Ruby to a win, and that'll send us to a game 3 up next. We're going to take a short break after you guys get a quick look at these talents. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Hope you're enjoying these teams. Really putting on a show for us here. It's ReGen Phoenix and Phoenix Rising Ruby. The battle of the Phoenixes. Who will take home game number 3 and the set? We'll be back in just 3 minutes to find out. And we are back, ready to load on into our game number 3 tonight. Our last map will be Dragon Shire, chosen by ReGen Phoenix. We're waiting on Mixels to return to his keyboard, and we'll be ready for this game number 3. That was a very dominant performance in game 2 by Phoenix Rising, who I mentioned had looked like the better team in game number 1, but kind of squandered away that lead, and were able to bounce back in game 2 rather well. I think it was 19-8 total kill count at the end. And ReGen asking which Phoenix will rise. You know, that's up for you guys to decide in these polls. Last game you guys thought it was going to be ReGen Phoenix, but it ended up being PRR. And I think the momentum with the way it's going right now, I think you gotta favor Phoenix Rising going into game 3. Again, I think they look better in game 1, and they definitely look better in game 2. So we're gonna find out in just a moment, as soon as Mixels gets back. Sorry, just trying to read this in-game chat. Okay. We got the Pie Maker in chat saying that he liked the Medivh-Sonya duo, but it put a lot of pressure on the execution for ReGen Phoenix. I tend to agree. I think they could have made it a lot easier on themselves, had a lot more follow-up if they went with the leap. Also, you got to consider Ariel is going to use that Crystal Aegis, and it's a timed ability, so you know exactly when they're going to pop out. And if you have that leap ready to go, you leap right on top of that Crystal Aegis target when they get out. And you can often end up securing that kill pretty easily because they're low health when they get in. Maybe they get the heal from Ariel, but that leap and the follow-ups can be enough to kill it again. You also have the Blessed Shield in that last game, which combos in great with the leap as well. You know, just leap, Blessed Shield, Sonya spinning while the Blessed Shield stun's still out, and they're pretty much dead by that point. They only hit it a couple times with the Blessed Shield and spin combo, but having that leap would have made it so much easier. Alarak banned out for the 3rd game in a row tonight by Phoenix Rising Ruby. Samuro also banned out for the 3rd time tonight. Both teams sticking to this draft strategy. We did see some respect bans in game 2. The Artanis was taken away by Phoenix Rising, and the Ragnaros was taken away by ReGen Phoenix. Did those bans remain, or did something else catch the eye of some of these captains? Second ban there goes on to the Rexar. And final ban will be the Ragnaros for the 2nd game in a row. That leaves open the Chen. Was a beast in game 2. Very strong here on Dragonshire. Would not be surprised at all if they go back into it for Wacko. Do they pick that Chen with their first pick? No, they go back to the Hanzo, which was their first selection in game 2 as well. Arrow now with the decision, do they want to go back to Johanna, or do they forego her for something else? I'm imagining ReGen wants to get back to their burst comps that were working in game 1. They pulled out that Bloodlust on Rhaegar. It was strong, it found some kills. This time they want the Falstad, and they're going to grab Sylvanas as well, who hasn't appeared in any of our drafts yet tonight. We did see the Falstad ban come out in game 2. I wonder if this was just a pick in response to that, or if they really want it on the Dragonshire. Chen is still available, and Chen will be picked. That Medivh, who was a worry of ReGen Phoenix in Game 1, and they selected it in Game 2, now it's finally in the hands of Phoenix Rising Ruby, and this could be the playmaker that Purple has been waiting to get on. The Kel'Thuzad in Game 1 so strong. The Ariel in Game 2 looked really good. This time, it'll be another support. It's a Medivh. And the final ban for ReGen Phoenix will be Mal'Ganis. Do they take anything else away? Perhaps. Okay. Malthael. Malthael, the final ban of the map. And we're back over to ReGen with their 3-4 selections. I think they want their tank here. Maybe the support as well. Arthas. Anduin? What is going on? What is his final pick? Is that last pick like an Abathur? Like, what could it be? It's like a Zarya? It's got to be something weird like that. What am I missing here? Deckard and ETC are the last two for Phoenix Rising. I have no idea what this is going to be. You just get a new follow from S84 Walker. Welcome to the channel. You are number 947. Welcome. And thanks for helping us reach this goal of 1,000 followers by the end of Season 8. We are well on the way, gents and ladies. Blaze, the final pick. I am a little bit curious about this draft. Is there going to be enough damage from the Falstad and Sylvanas? They do make the switch from Arrow on that Arthas over to Mudge. Going to play that out of the solo lane, I'm guessing. Looks like Blaze will be the main tank. So what do you guys think at home? I'm about to open up our final poll of this match. Who will win game number 3? ReGen Phoenix or Phoenix Rising Ruby? Check out up top above your chat. Should be a dialogue there with radio buttons. You can select who you want to win. And I will watch those votes come in live and report back who the winner is. I did reach out to the captains for my next matchup, and looks like they are content with sitting through this one. So if you're out there watching from Virtual Murky Slayers or Main Tank Uther, again, my apologies to you, and we'll be with your match as quickly as we can. But before we get there, we got to get through a game number 3. It's ReGen Phoenix and Phoenix Rising Ruby facing off on Dragonshire. Let's introduce ReGen Phoenix first. They got Arya playing the Anduin, Rabid Penguin on Sylvanas, Arrow on Blaze, Darabo playing the Bird, and the top lane will be Mudge on Arthas. Ladies and gentlemen, they are ReGen Phoenix. And on the red side, just won game number 2. Gata once again on the Hanzo, Wacko on the Chen for the second time. Fox Spam switching over to support, that's Deckard Cain as Mixel moves to tank on the ETC. And up in the sky on the Medivh, it is Purple. How did I forget Purple? I was like, man, I'm going to get this. There's the Medivh. Alright, so let's zoom out and check out our level 1 talents here at mid. And Arthas going into Eternal Hunger, trying to get that D stacked up. How big will that D be? It's up against the Chen, so it might be easy stacks throughout this. And there's the first stack already going. Hanzo opting to pick up target practice here. Gotta hit all these heroes and might not see too much action in the top lane up against the Arthas, where the Chen's going to have maybe a bit harder of a time than the last game up against the Sonya. But it all depends on how high those stacks can get for Arthas on the D-Quest. Eventually, they will start overpowering the shielding that Chen's able to provide himself, especially if these roots can connect as well. Now, Darabo showing up on Falstead just misses the Q. Hammering no good that time from Falstead. Both teams looking at camps. It's Hanzo all by himself. On the other side, it's 3 members of ReGen Phoenix. As Falstead alone at mid, Arthur still dealing with Chen. Both those camps are now picked up as Arrow able to walk on the bottom shrine. Rabid Penguin here in lane on Sylvanas. Nice trap behind him from the Deckard Cain with that scroll of ceiling. But with the siege camps both here, they're going to clear these waves out quickly. Blaze trying to do his part with the oil slicks on the ground as ETC is going to power slide in. Follow up not quite there from Deckard Cain as scroll of ceiling missing for the 2nd time in a row in this bottom lane as Purple looking to stack up the Arcane Rift. He's already at 9 stacks. Chen and Arthas still duking it out in the top. And Mudge really not letting Chen get past him. Good damage straight out that time from Falstead onto Hanzo as Gata going to have to back up to the mid well. Bottom lane, Medivh's the one on the point with Deckard Cain nearby. A lot of potions on the ground for ETC and Medivh to pick up. Here comes Hanzo. Going to need a few of them. Scroll of ceiling missing again as Rabid Penguin able to sidestep it. Arrow's going to take a few more shots from Medivh. Now sitting at 17 stacks on Arcane Rift. He's tacking him in quick. Falstead's going to find Hanzo again. Puts that laser beam on and a big hammering as well. Gata down to 20% health just like that. Now Blaze moving on the point. This Medivh could be in trouble here. Jet Propulsion's going to miss, but body blocks are here. Force of Will going to try to keep himself alive as Medivh. Now the power slide in from ETC, who makes the rotation from that mid lane. A lot of globes on the ground as Blaze trying to stay in his own fire, healing himself up. Falstead going to start the channel, but Hanzo's nearby. Falstead wants to kill. Oh, and doesn't stay within range for that last blast. So now might fall if Hanzo can hit him with the Q. It's scary standing there for Darabo right now. Medivh able to rechannel bottom, so threat neutralized. And the stall was good enough by Hanzo to keep Falstead from getting the first Dragon Knight of the game. Looks like no Merc Queen. It's actually, yeah, you're right, it's Possession. That is a curious pick. The camps here can be so strong. Plenty of camps to be had. 3 different Bruiser camps, in fact. And Possession, really all it does is give XP globes over to the other side, right? Do you even get XP when you convert them? I don't know. I never did quite understand that talent or why anyone would ever want it. If you're a Sylvanas main, teach me, baby. Chen getting slowed, and now the Bruiser camp showing up. He's going to have to be careful. Howling Blast going to connect as Arthur's still putting damage on bottom side. We do have a fight as well. So we'll try to swap between the two. Chen looks like he's behind the wall up top, so you're not missing much there. Scroll of Ceiling does connect that time. Hits onto Anduin. Jet Propulsion hits the ETC. Is there enough damage? No. Rabid Penguin tried to get it. That's going to be both the shrines in favor of ReGen once again. Medivh's playing defense at mid up against Falstead. Going to have to use his portal. Now Falstead can start the channel. Will he, though? No, because bottom's been converted once again by ETC. Anduin and Blaze and Sylvanas struggling to hold this with their main damage, at least right now, being the Falstead at mid. He's shown the most threat for any of these heroes for ReGen here on Dragonshire, as they do have themselves a 1-level lead. Falstead has a bribe on 1. You do see him going into this wingman to start it off, but doesn't keep the W build going. Sometimes I like going full W build, especially when there's not enough CC to deal with you and you can chase people around. But some big threats of damage with the Hanzo. Medivh can get scary at times. 2 heroes up top currently for Phoenix Rising. And Arthas still controlling the point. They didn't move on it. It was purple. So now ReGen rotating 3 to mid. They should be open. This ETC is the only one here. And Darabo's going to put the damage on. So Anduin going to start the channel. And should be first objective. Yes, it is. For ReGen Phoenix. Rabid Penguin in trouble. Chen hopping on, but has Haunting Wave to get himself out. Anduin inside the Dragon Knight, gonna boot ETC away. But all they get is that mid wall, and now Anduin gonna be surrounded when he pops out. Gonna need a jet propulsion here to stop this, but Arrow doesn't. Instead waits for him, has a light bomb as well, but booped away by the face melt. They lose their Falstead, and the turnaround happening before level 10s. Now with the level 10s, Dragon's Arrow taking down Anduin. Leyline Seal locked in the Blaze, but he's able to use the bunker to success and escape out the backside with that jet propulsion as Arrow. Up top, left alone was Arthas, able to take down that top fort, so catapults will be spawning up there for the rest of the game, every third wave, I guess. Deep flight and the gust into the wall. Jet propulsion whipping again. Medivh's going to be able to get out of this when the silence hit from Sylvanas, but Purple able to walk away. Can Hanzo get out? I don't know if he can, because Arthas shows up howling, blasting Medivh. Hanzo does survive, but good collapse coming all the way from the top lane from Arthas. Got through that fort, made the long rotation down, helped secure the kill, the first of the game for ReGen Phoenix, but they do have an XP lead afforded by that push with the Dragon Knight and some of the XP that's been able to be taken by Arthas, taking down that fort in the top lane, really giving Chen a tough time. Here comes the rotation onto Arthas, and Mudge should be in trouble this time. And this will actually help Hanzo out with his stacks on target practice as well. There's the Ghoul. He's going to try to heal himself, but there ain't enough ghouls in the tank that time. Arthas falls. Bottom side, ReGen using black arrows along with the bruiser camp to find that bottom fort. Do they keep pushing? Maybe they want to push mid. Might be opportunity to exchange the favor. Here comes the flight up top by Falstead. Has the gust, but just going to get a lot of damage through onto Chen with that laser beam. The lightning rod too strong. Back on the map. Full strength now is ReGen Phoenix. Rabid Penguin here helping out Anduin with his Sylvanas, and Anduin played by Arya going to take this bruiser camp. Up top, Falstead playing the global, able to fly up, help that lane, push the Chen back, and that'll give ReGen Phoenix that top shrine for the time being. Mudge being pinged at mid. There's the power slide, solo power slide onto him from the ETC. Now trying to back up, gets that pull. And the gust coming out from Falstead, making sure Arthas doesn't die there. So clearing up mid, or excuse me, bottom. Mid being cleared up here by a full team of Phoenix Rising Ruby. Now those potions are supersized at level 13. Another camp grab there by ReGen. And let's take a timer check. 2 minutes on the bottom bruiser camp. That one was grabbed not too long ago. Jen's going to flip up top as Blaze trying to flip down bottom. ETC just waiting at mid. Structure is currently in favor of ReGen. That's going to be a Howling Blast onto the ETC, but Leyline Seal going to shut down two for the time being. Mosh Pit coming out, but the bunker's down. There's a good light bomb to cancel that Mosh Pit, and Mixel's now surrounded. Can't get out with the bunker nearby, and will fall. Mudge here with all the slows from Arthas, going to make it 2 kills. Purple trying to escape on Medivh, but Arthas might not let him go. Is there any Howling Blast? There was, but not enough follow-up damage. Now back in the pit, it's Chen! Chen, baby, picking up a kill there. Dragon's Arrow coming in late, and Gata gonna maybe get a touch more damage out. But ultimately, it's just the 2-for-1 trade, but you gotta feel good getting that one at the end if you're Phoenix Rising. What looked like would have been a 2-for-0. They get something salvaged out of it, as now Arthas is gonna have to rotate to the top to clear out the bruiser camp. I missed it. Here it is. Hanzo taken down. Chen now on this point by himself. Anduin nearby along with Blaze. Body blocks coming out from Medivh with that portal, but Arrow still able to sneak his way through. Arthas going to capture top, and Blaze knows it, so they're going to play it a bit safer for the time being. Just got level 16 Just got their Sylvanas back on the map as well. Hanzo still not here for another 5 seconds. So ReGen's going to attempt to push in onto this bottom shrine. Will Arthas make the rotation to mid and be able to get in that Dragon Knight if they're able to take it? Looks like he's hanging around top. There he goes, now heading to mid. Fight is going to break out. Blaze inside here, has the bunker and throws it down. The Gust coming out with the silence from Sylvanas. A bit of ability overlap that time from ReGen. That means Phoenix Rising will be able to take back over control of this bottom shrine, even without their level 16 talents. They took that fight 5v4, as Arrow now looking for more. Arthas still at mid, might be walking down, but maybe didn't have to. Probably could have just channeled the Dragon Knight. Instead, gonna look for kills. Popping the ghouls, they get the light bomb onto Wacko, and Chen surrounded. Doesn't have Panda Pals for 15 seconds. Does Arthas get the kill? He does. But the kill was on Medivh, not the Chen. Now ETC in the mosh pit, all by himself. There was no damage. ETC's gonna fall. Mudge still chasing as the slows, as the Howling Blast. Deckard Cain's gonna fall. It's a triple kill for ReGen, as Falstead able to head to mid and will hop in the Dragon Knight. ReGen gonna be able to push onto this bottom keep with the black arrows from Sylvanas. Mudge ready to go with Arrow. The front line is sturdy. And here comes the DK to help it all out. Still 20 seconds until Deckard Cain back on the map. Will ReGen be able to close it out here, or maybe just go for this keep? Might be a little bit early with the ETC respawning. Deckard Cain not too far behind, but the DK is healthy, and it looks like they are going to go for it. They still have the Gust, can maybe help separate some heroes out. And one good stun by Blaze could mean a kill onto any of these targets. They actually do land the root onto Medivh, but he hops back on through. Light Bomb connects, but hopping in the bunker is Blaze. Shielding down on the core as the Dragon Knight about to lose its health bar. Mudge is on the backside trying to finish one off, as Chen also on the backside. ReGen starting to turn their focus onto the core, but I don't think they have enough damage in the tank. Look at Falstead having to use that Gust, backing up. They find the Chen, he's rooted in. Can they finish him off? No, because the stagger too strong that time. And Wacko able to get back into the base as the Leyline Seal hits one target, just the Falstead. Falstead's gonna have to run away. Arrow's still in there, and the Arthas is down. Now the Blaze is down. Arrow has fallen. Darabo's down as well. The core defense is here for Phoenix Rising. The Leap of Faith not going to be enough to keep Sylvanas alive. And now Arya surrounded on the Anduin, and this is going to be a full team wipe in favor of Phoenix Rising. Ruby, how much can they respond now? Can they push down any of these forts? Maybe get through a keep. But certainly this game has just gotten interesting, as the kills now favor Phoenix Rising Esports 9-7. Let's take a look at those kill totals. Hanzo with 4, getting a few in that last fight. And on the other side, it is Falstead still leading ReGen with 4 kills of his own. No one right-clicking the core that time, says Monkus. Wondering what's going on. And it's just going to be the Bruiser camp picked up. But they got to worry about the back door. This is a Falstead, able to fly in at any time. Top lane still has catapult pressure coming. And it's just one level away for each of these teams until level 20. We're getting to the end of it. Another fight like that for Phoenix Rising. And they'll be able to turn this one right around. ReGen gonna grab a Bruiser camp top lane and presumably head on down to this bottom lane to make a defense at their keep wall. Double camp pushing. It's a siege camp and a Bruiser camp for Phoenix Rising. All heroics available except the Panda Pals from Chen. This wall is going down rather quickly. No one from ReGen stepping into the wave. Falstead's gonna attempt to push out mid. But they're going to sacrifice a keep if they make this play. Now Falstead's going to travel on down. He wanted to get level 20 in that wind tunnel, I think, but it's not going to be here in time. There's the light bomb going to interrupt the mosh pit as Rabin Penguin escapes with 140 health. Chen's going to try to chase him down, but he's inside the fort as Falstead shows up, putting a lot of damage out now onto Wacko Flux. There's a Jet Propulsion, locking Chen in further, but the Leyline Seal resets at Panda Pal's ends. Blaze hopping in the bunker. Mudge still here, slowing everything down. Sylvanas back from base after losing all that health earlier. She's ready to fight once again. Medivh coming through a portal and dies. but they're going to trade it out onto the Arthas. Arya still living. The Anduin applying some supporting for ReGen, but their bottom keep is down. And I think that's going to be it for the fight. This top lane's been pushing the whole time for ReGen. Got through the wall, might get through this keep as well, but Phoenix Rising able to back on out. Objectives are active. And this means Hanzo able to get on the bottom shrine. No one from either team up top yet. ReGen's going to appear in the bottom lane and sprint their way onto this point. Checking back in up top, Bruiser Camp got through half of the keep. Rec noting that maybe 20s weren't selected in that last fight. Maybe could have helped, but it was a pretty hectic one. I don't even know if they realized they had hit 20. Possession coming out there from Sylvanas. Going to help create a bigger wave to push here. Falstead sees these enemies coming in. Chen's going to leap on deep. That's wacko. That's going to mean the Shrine's going to be converted over to Phoenix Rising. Arrow's looking for the fight. There's the wind tunnel. It does hit Chen, and they get the quick kill onto Deckard Cain as Chen was in the wind tunnel. Now popping out is Wacko Flux. Still has his Panda Pals, but will they be able to stun him out of it? So far, no. The root is there. The silence as well. Light Bomb will help secure the double kill. Two more. Hanzo goes down. There's the Mosh Pit. Will be able to kill the Sylvanas. And Darabo low himself as Medivh was looking for it, but Purple not able to find it yet. Howling Blast on top of Medivh, and this could be it for Phoenix Rising if they lose both these heroes here. Medivh able to get out. He's back in the sky. And we'll see if Falstead can fly up top and capture it for ReGen, or if they can just close it out down the mid lane right now. It looks like Blaze is calling just to end it. He's taking a lot of damage from Medivh here. Arrow has got to be careful, does not have Bunker, getting a little bit of healing from Anduin. And here comes ReGen Phoenix trying to close it out. Only 32% remaining on this core. It's just the Medivh here in defense. Leyline Seal on cooldown for another 15 seconds. Darabo, the man they want to try to kill, but he's got that wind tunnel. And that'll be it for game number 3. ReGen Phoenix able to survive by the skin of their teeth. So let's take a look at this match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. Ladies and gentlemen, we have like 0 time, so we're going to forego an interview. I know Arrow would probably have hopped in, but they have to hop on over to Bahamut stream. If you want to watch ReGen Phoenix play the second half of their doubleheader, twitch.tv/Bahamut Gaming. However, we're about to get ready with some Division A action. Virtual Murky Slayers and main tank Uther coming up next. I'll be sure to leave the talent screen open for at least a few seconds so you can screenshot it. And I suppose I can update the score so you can see it was indeed ReGen Phoenix taking it home 2-1 over Phoenix Rising Ruby. We'll be back in just about 5 minutes. I need to change around some stream assets, get my teams ready to go. I have a co-caster coming as well, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more NGS action in 5 minutes.